it's a fight that, you know, the fans, the viewers, everyone has been wanting to happen for a very long time.
If he wants to box, I can box. If he wants to fight, I can fight as well.
There's no friends right now. We can talk after the fight.
It's gonna be a tough fight.
King Kenny,
Let's go.
back in the building.
Back in the building.
On the Qatar Supercard. A fight like Salt Papi versus King Kenny is a fight that Misfits fans will have wanted since 2001. You know, we've seen both of you here from the beginning.
Yeah.
What a stage to have it on. Talk to me about this fight finally being here.
Yeah, man. Like you said, it's a fight that, you know, the fans, the viewers, everyone has been wanting to happen for a very long time. Honestly, since Misfits 01, but obviously everything's about timing. Now's the right time, location, you know, the money's right, the event's right, everything is perfect. So now's the right time to make that fight happen.
Salt Papi, we're here again.
Back
How you feeling?
for another mission.
Back for another mission. Your mission, should you choose to accept it this time, is on the Qatar Supercard.
Yeah.
And it's against King Kenny, which is a rivalry of two very nice but two very serious guys.
Yeah.
Talk to me about this fight.
I mean, me and Kenny, I always knew we were gonna fight. Just like in a matter of time, and now it's happening.
How did it become a reality this time, this fight? Because like you say, this has been spoken about. This has been a fantasy fight for a long time, almost since the inception of Misfits. You know?
I just want to thank Misfits Boxing, King Kenny for making this happen. And me and King Kenny, we almost have the same amount of boxing experience.
Yeah.
We started at the same time, and
Very similar trajectories.
yeah.
You know, but when did it become apparent? Okay, now it is actually happening.
Maybe after my last fight, they finally agreed. There's no one else to fight.
Because you both fought on the same card that night.
Yeah.
Got a chance to have a look at each other. Was it
Yeah.
a quick conversation afterwards that made you think, okay, this is where.
No, I'm always up to fight anybody, and it was just up to them whenever they want it. Maybe back then maybe I'm slightly advanced because I knew how to fight already. I had loads of fights in school, so it was just they were getting ready for me, but I'm getting ready for them as well.
It's legacy, it's narrative, it's storyline, it's competition.
Yeah.
It's you and him started at roughly the same time. You both had very similar journeys. It's going to be, stick my neck out here, possibly the most 50-50 fight that we've had for the outsiders. Yeah,
because essentially, you know, we got the same experience. We started on the same show as well.
Yeah.
First ever YouTube boxing event that came about after a long time.
Yeah.
You know, we both fought on that, both went on to Misfits, and then just progressed, and we just got a similar experience. We lost to the same guy as well, Anthony Taylor. Like, it's just aligned for this fight to happen at this time.
Why do you think now then for them? Do you think, okay, we know that there was a couple of losses along the way, although a fantastic win last time out.
Yeah.
Do you think that they've maybe seen a plan now that, okay, this has happened and this has happened, we can implement similar? Why now? Why was it a quick discussion now, having taken so long before?
They just wanted to see, like, you know, more of my fights, because people thought I've been boxing for many years, but I just started the same time as them. And also, if we were to like fight back in the days, I think I would have won easily. But now, he has all the experience, like, you know, he needs. It's gonna be a tough fight.
He was in the chair where you are maybe an hour ago, and I asked him, when did this fight become a reality for you? This fight has been spoken about for ages, and it could still be spoken about for ages. You guys could have gone on and fought other people.
Yeah.
But I said, so when did it become a reality? So I asked you the same question. When did you realise, okay, this is no longer just a fantasy fight, this is happening?
Yeah. I knew this was going to happen from a long time, probably from Misfits 03 in Texas. That's
night.
why, what a good show that was. Oh my God, take me back. But yeah, that's why we started, you know, fighting southpaws, because, you know, we just wanted to get used to, I think, because before DK Money, I fought Sensei, and then I was like, okay, realistically, at some point, me and Salt Papi are going to fight, and it's going to be big. I've got a big following, he's got a big following, but we just need to build up to it. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
So, you know, fought some southpaws. So yeah, from then on, we've just been in the back of our head, that is, fight is going to happen at some point.
as you have, he's had to overcome and bounce back and come back. And last time out, he was devastated. He put an absolute beat down on against Adam Brooks.
Yeah.
You're willing to step in there. What kind of fight do you see him bringing to you? Do you see him trying to box you and keep you at range, or do you see him in the Adam Brooks fight? He's going to come and try and beat you up.
I don't know, but we'll see. Like, if he wants to box, I can box. If he wants to fight, I can fight as well. And I've shown that in many of my fights. And we'll just see. I'm not worried about what they're gonna do. I'm just gonna focus on what I can do in the fight.
Where does the winner go from here?
Maybe a rematch with Slim or fight with GIB. I don't know.
You don't allow yourself to look past this?
No, I have to take care of this. I'm not gonna underestimate King Kenny. He's a tough opponent. He got amazing boxing skills, and I need to be fully focused to be able to win.
You mentioned the big followings. You mentioned the experience.
Yeah.
It really is the kind of it's too close to call in so many regions. It's such a similar fight. Where does the winner go from this fight? Whoever wins, you'll obviously lean your way.
Yeah.
Where do you go if you win this fight? What's the next step?
So when I win, obviously we're going to be fighting. I'm going to be fighting the winner of Slim versus GIB. And I said it earlier on. I hope it is GIB because obviously we got some unfinished business. But either way, if it's Slim, I'm down because me and Slim, no one knows that we were supposed to fight on the event that I fought Temper.
Okay.
Yeah, and it just didn't happen because of business reasons. I can't say, but it didn't happen for whatever reason. So yeah, we were supposed to fight. We're going back and forth at it on that first event, and it just fell through.
What about the loser of this fight? Where do they go from here?
Fight the loser of Slim King or GIB or whoever.
So it's very much like a four-way.
It's like a four-way championship.
That's how you're taking this.
That's how I'm taking this. Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about your mutual
But
opponent.
also, like, we all have different styles of fighting and style make fights.
Of course.
Like, means like because Slim beat me, like King Kenny, Slim will beat King Kenny, stuff like that.
The two winners, the two losers, a winner against a loser, they're all good fights, right?
They're all good fights, yeah.
Same question, I guess, for the loser. Where does the loser go?
It's a good question. I guess he would have to build up, build back up to getting into the position where he's having a big fight again.
He was mentioning the idea of maybe a four-way between yourselves, the two losers here, the two, from the Slim and GIB fight.
Yeah.
It's something that we all want to see. But you mentioned the mutual opponent, Anthony Taylor. There.
Yeah.
Obviously, both big fights in their own rights. Your fight against Anthony, and then obviously Salt's.
Yeah.
Again, same question to you that was put to Salt an hour ago. Have you watched his fight with Anthony?
Yeah,
Does that
of
give
course.
you things to learn? Because he's in with the exact same opponent who had the exact same style in both fights.
Yeah.
You know how you handled it at the time.
Yeah.
So now you can see how he handles the exact same situation. Have you watched that, and how much have you learned from that fight?
Yeah, I have watched it, of course. When you're fighting someone, naturally you're going to see, all the most recent fights. That was one of them, along with Slim. But I don't know, it's hard to say because he would have improved a lot since that fight. So I don't want to dwell too much on that because I'm pretty sure he fought around the time I was in that tournament. So he would have fought 2023, I think it was either, I fought in July, so I can't remember, but we're in 2024 now. That's what I'm trying to say.
Long time.
Yeah, it's a long time. He's definitely improved since then.
Let's talk about your mutual opponent in Anthony Taylor. You both fought Anthony Taylor. Anthony took the wins both times. Are you able to watch his fight back with Anthony? And see, okay, this is how, because Anthony, to credit to him, he's in his new phase now of being the striker and coming forward. But back then he maybe had a different style.
Yeah.
You've seen how you handled that, and we've seen how he handled that. Do you watch that fight back in particular to learn from how Kenny handles the pressure?
Yeah, he finds it hard to handle like pressure. And also, I think we find it difficult to fight shorter opponents. And Anthony Taylor is very awkward. He really closed the gap and won't let you punch. He'll be just tapping you to death. That's it.
So given that Kenny will probably have the height advantage on you. So do you think that's a similar? I know you don't need to give anything away.
I think close. I think I'm quite like quick, and I can close the gap really quick whenever I want. And yeah, it's up to him whatever he wants to do.
He said one thing he's learned is the way that you were fighting a smaller person and how they dealt with, height-wise, how they dealt with cutting the distance. And he's obviously going to be the shorter one, so he's going to learn things about cutting the distance. Is that something that you think might come into play? The fact that you've got a reach advantage, you use that right, you don't allow him to cut the distance.
Of course. I'm sure his coaches know that you're going to have to cut the distance, get in. But it's easier said than done. Obviously, you can train for it, but when you're in the ring, it's very hard to...
Fans watching, TV cameras on.
It's hard to do it, but we'll see on fight night if he can, and if he can, cut the distance. I'll have something for him as well. So
Kenny coming back, obviously he lost to Ashley and then he lost to Anthony, but as we mentioned, he beat Adam in such fashion last time. Were you surprised to see him come back with that kind of aggressive style? Did you expect to see that? Talk to me about Kenny's style.
I think that's just what he's been working, with his coach, being more aggressive, because the being safe, running around, it's not gonna really get you a win. You have to be aggressive. You have to put pressure, throw more punches. You can just score, just jab, hit me in the arm, and then expect to win. You have to do everything. The judges look at many different things.
The last time we saw both of you out, I've got to say, one of my favourite Misfits events today was at the Troxy. Great fight, great night.
Yeah.
And both of you put on really entertaining, this is not stick and move, both of you went in there with real aggression and real intent.
Yeah.
Talk about your fight in a moment. Salt Papi Ferrari, what did you make of that as a spectacle?
Yeah, as I was saying earlier on, I said earlier on in the other face-off, I said, yeah, he came up against someone that was more, aggressive. It looked like he didn't like the aggression, but at the end of the day, he still won. He still found a way, to deal with the aggression. But I feel like if Amadis Ferrari was a bit more conditioned, because he did come in on I think 2 or 3 week notice. So if he was a bit more conditioned, a bit more fit, he would have given, Salt some more problems. Because essentially, he quit on the chair because he couldn't go anymore. He was gassed out. Imagine if he was in fighting shape. So it would have been a different story. So yeah, I just feel like he got the job done at the end of the day. He still won, but I did see holes in his game.
Is it a case, do you think, that you two are OGs of Misfits? You're part of the furniture, as they say. You've been here since number one.
Yeah.
We've done this sit down, we've done content shoots with both of you many times now.
Yeah.
You've both been on the biggest cards, Prime card being obviously the pinnacle of that. And now
Thanks to Misfits Boxing,
now
I really
you're both
appreciate
on
it.
the Qatar card.
Yeah.
Are you two, you're kind of brothers in arms in many ways around the Misfits brand, right?
Yeah. This is just this is just a job, nothing personal really, just a sport.
So at what point does that change? At what point does the friendliness stop and now you're an opponent?
Only in the ring, I think in the ring.
Really?
But now, this is just part of the job, the interviews. But I think he's calm and cool.
You're going to fight him like he owes you money?
Yeah, when I step in the ring, I'm going to pretend that the ring is my house and it's a stranger trying to rob me.
Is that how it goes?
Yeah.
Your fight with Adam said quite a lot in the build-up.
Yeah, he did.
You didn't say much, but you also said quite a lot, if that makes sense. And you didn't speak a lot, but you were to the point and direct. And come fight night,
Yeah, because every fight, every build-up is different. He wanted to do a lot of the talking, so I was like, okay, well, I was just bouncing off him. I can't even remember much. All I remember saying was, however I want to beat him, I will beat him, and it was true. For some reason, I always, all my, so Papi said what he said, Kenny doesn't know how to deal with pressure. But I was the one, when he came pressuring towards me, nothing happened. That's why I said it's easier to say it than do it. It's harder to do it in the ring than say it.
Kenny chose violence on that day.
Yeah, I did.
Can we expect Kenny to choose violence against Salt Papi?
Yes.
Same style?
You never know. You got to feel it in the ring, Anything can happen in boxing. I'm going to go in there, do what I do, let my skills show. I'm not going to underestimate Salt Papi because we know he's strong as well. He's a good fighter, but I'm just a better fighter, more skillful, more stronger. So you see on Fight Night all the skills, everything will come out, everything that I have to give in a fight.
Salt Papi, we can't wait. Just before we wrap up, what does it mean to you to be fighting in Qatar on a card of such magnitude?
I mean, it means everything to me. I think I fought in Dubai a couple of months ago. Now it's in Qatar. I can't believe it. I can't believe I'll be like traveling around the world to like fight.
Global Papi. We can't wait to see it. Salt, it's a great fight. It really is. And it's one the Misfits fans have been asking for a long time, and it's delivered. So thank you.
Thanks.
We'll see you in Qatar.
Let's get it.
Is he your toughest opponent today?
I'll say it's second. I'll say actually, it's between him and AT. I would say AT was tough because of his experience. Salt Papi will be tough because of his skills. He is a good fighter, but I'm still the better fighter, so he will give me a good fight. Out of everyone I fought, give me a very good fight.
Given the way these media days are put together, Kenny, just finally, given the way these media days are put together, you've already done your face-to-face
Yes.
with Salt. How was that, looking in his eyes, seeing him across the table?
Yeah.
You know each other for a long time,
Yeah.
but now it's different. How was it for you?
Yeah, now it's different because, you know, we're fighting now. There's no friends right now. We can talk after the fight, but before the fight, it's all business. And to be honest, it's nothing personal. It's just the game. We got to fight each other. Has to be done. I have to win so that I can go on, you know, to face either Slim or GIB.
Well, we can't wait. And what a stage to host it over in Qatar. We can't wait.
It's going to be a big card.
King Kenny versus Salt Papi. I don't even know who's going to be given his A side. I don't think, because you're both OGs. It could go either way.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see round one. Away we go. King Kenny, thank you very much.
Let's go.